Okay, welcome to the call, guys. It's Dakota back with another live stream. Man, if this is your first time hopping on, this is I basically do this call every Monday at around 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And what I do is give my lookout on the pairs that I'm paying attention to for the week and track them throughout the week in the Discord channel. And if you guys have any requests while we're on this call, you can also go ahead, type in the live stream or a live chat, and I'll go ahead and do those after I go through my pre-week review. Now, during this time, this is usually when I live trade. So on Mondays, if there is an opportunity, I will be taking live trades during this time. So basically, you guys get an inside view of based on my trading routine, at least on Mondays. So, and if you like the content and if you actually want to see more videos go ahead, hit the subscribe button. Also hit that like button at the bottom of the video. But let's go ahead and get into this. So if you've been tracking with me for the last 2 weeks, right? We've been tracking EJ and GU. So primarily we've been tracking EJ, and EJ has actually played out for us. Our first move that we caught was actually up here. We caught this sell, looking for it to continue down. What basically happened, or the pattern that basically told me to look for that, number one, you have this monthly level here, monthly supply zone. Supply zone is just an area where you're looking to sell in the market, and you got this ascending channel, which is a reversal pattern. Now, basically what it is just corrective movement that's moving in the same direction as the impulse. If you know what impulses are, it's just a strong aggressive move in one direction, right? So it's just corrective movement, candles moving back and forth, pretty scattered in an upward direction. Now within that, we have this ascending channel here. Now within that, at the top of here, we got another ascending channel. Okay, so if you understand fractals, basically what we have is just a fractal, right? We have an ascending channel within an ascending channel. Okay, so we have something telling us to look for a sell, and within that we got another signal telling us to look for a sell on a lower level, right? Which essentially just gives us a better opportunity to enter into the market and be able to catch this sell. Okay, now I believe the first entry up here, I was at the gym and I missed that entry, but as soon as price broke, gave us a pullback here, caught this entry here and got a nice little 4-to-1. Price continued down and went down. It's gone 200 pips so far. I'm looking for this to scale down a lot further now. But the next area that we're looking for it to test is this trend line here. Now the setup that I'm looking for is a bearish pattern to form here, come back to this kill zone. Kill zone is basically an area where I look to enter at. Come back up to that kill zone. When price gets there, I'll look for my entry pattern and I'll look to sell. Now the reason I'm not hesitant when it comes to actually entering for the sell in this area, because of the trend line. Obviously a trend line's there, and with that trend line being there, with that trend line being there, it serves as, my fault. It serves as a barrier, right? Okay, yeah, with that trend line there, it serves as a barrier, so price could potentially bounce off the trend line and go back up. Let me go ahead and draw that out so you can see, or see what I'm talking about. Price could basically come here and then bounce back up to this monthly level, but I'm not too worried about that because, like I said, we have this ascending channel, which is a pattern telling us price is likely to go down. Now, after this usually happens, price will break out of here, give a decently sized pattern, and then continue in this direction, right? That's what I usually look for if after the break of these type of reversal patterns, ascending or descending channels. Okay, and if we look at the larger scale, believe price has rejected this area before several times. Yeah, prices. Price has rejected this area at least twice before. And let's go to the weekly. So it's just a little bit cleaner. Alright, so here price came to this area and it dropped almost 1,000 pips. Price came here, it pulled back, it actually gave a correction here for about 500 pips. And now off the weekly time zone, off the weekly time frame, basically I have a double top here. Now if I was going to trade this as a double top, this wouldn't be a true double top that I would actually enter off of, but we essentially have two equal highs, and at the top of the second equal high we had that ascending channel telling us to look for a sell. Now after prices bounce off this monthly level that I have here, I'm looking for it to continue down to this 4-hour level, or really a daily level that I have drawn here. That's really my next target. Well, after breaking this area, but really this is my primary target here. I'm looking for price to come back down to here, possibly come here, and possibly even break down to this lower zone here, and that would be really ideal. That would actually be a great opportunity. And it seems like TradingView has like updated, so I'm hitting undo, but it's not getting rid of my drawings. Either that or I need to change something. Yeah, but yeah, that's my outlook on EURJPY. It's pretty simple, just really being patient. Now for that primary move, there's no entry obviously today, no pattern has formed yet. If we go to a lower time frame, I still wouldn't look to enter anything. We have a possible descending channel that can form here before leading to this possible correction that could form here, or that I'm actually looking for. But other than that, yeah, just gonna stay patient. Doesn't look like there's any entries for me today, at least on EJ. On GU, let's talk about what we've been doing. Again, if there are any pairs that you want me to go over, go ahead, type it in the live chat, and I'll go through it after I finish these two pairs. Okay, EJ, been holding this since last week. Let me see if I can find that screenshot. Okay. Wow, struggling. Okay, so here's the entry here. Same basic setup on EJ, just a little bit smaller. Found an ascending channel on a 30-minute time frame. Sold it. It was a really nice area for me, right near this daily level, which is an area I was looking for a rejection at. And entered off of 3 black crows and set a 55 pip stop loss, basically based that off of the height of this ascending channel, and gave it a little extra room there, and then set a low 4-to-1 targeting this previous low here. And let's go ahead, X that out. Now here we can see price came into profit, came into drawdown, and now we're closing in on our take profit. No reason for me to move stop loss yet. There's no structure that's been created here. Yes, so I'm not moving my stop loss. I'm gonna just keep it open. If it comes back up, hits my stop loss, so be it. But yeah, there's no reason to move SL right now. But that's the move we're holding out on, and we're about 100 pips away, close to 100 pips, 103. Now, and this is the move I'm waiting on. Just waiting for price to retest the what is it called? Is it called a trough? The little trough of the trough or valley. Basically this this area where price rejected off support in the double top here. Looking for price to come back up to that level once the correction has started. I'm actually looking for this off of the 4 hour. I would like to see it form off the 4 hour, but if it does form off the 1 hour, I'll still take it. And basically when I say that, I'm looking for 2 equal highs, 2 equal lows at least. Price has come to that level twice, making pretty much this zigzag pattern here, and I would enter off that touch here. And of course, like anything, like always, price can always go deeper than expected, but definitely waiting for a pullback. Same thing here, no entry today. Nothing that I would chase or anything like that. You have a potential little move here. Price could potentially reject here, but it's not worth going after such a low time frame, and it's not really, there's so little confirmation for that move. But that's EJ and GU. That's really all I'm paying attention to, and that's pretty much it, guys. Like this is basically how the morning goes for me throughout the weeks. I don't spend a whole entire hour staring at the charts, analyzing and see what I'm going to do. I basically do my markup over the weekends, and then throughout the week I check about 10 minutes in the morning, see if my setup's there. If it's not there, I'm going to leave. If it's there, I'm going to set my alert, and when the alert goes off, wait for my signal, take the trade. It's really that simple. I messaged in the Discord server last week, I think, talking about, noticing the difference between like last year when I first started the chat. I sent out a ton of charts, a ton of setups, and that's what really got us to those 2,000 pips, 3,000 pip weeks. Yeah, somewhere in that area, like every week, I was paying attention to probably five. Yeah, around that time I was paying attention to 5 pairs. And I was looking at every opportunity, basically being a hawk on the charts. Like, you could not get me away from my desk, period. But throughout the year, I've grown a lot and learned a lot. And basically just developing more efficiency when it comes to trading is something that I really want, right? Something that I really strive for, because I didn't get involved into trading to spend all my time in trading. And I love trading, I love backtesting, I love figuring out the flaws and how to tweak those to better my system. I love doing that, absolutely. But ultimately, do this for the freedom. I want to have freedom of time and freedom to do what I want throughout the day, right? And being efficient with that, being efficient with the time that I put into this, is ultimately going to offer, let's just say, a higher reward with pretty much less effort. To be honest, that's what efficiency is, right? There's a lot less wasted energy. And basically every step or every move that you make has a legitimate purpose and provides sizable progress to what you're ultimately trying to achieve in that situation. Okay, so I'll go over 3 more pairs, and we're gonna go ahead and review them. I don't want to make any promises yet, but we'll review them on the next live stream. All right. So I know, number one, everyone wants to know what gold is doing all the time. Okay, gold looks like a short-term sell, long-term buy. And I'll explain, or I'll do the markup for why I see that, or how I see that. Okay, so basically what I'm doing now is recognizing areas where price has made major moves, or major areas where price is likely to make a major decision. That's what these supply demand zones are, or these lines I draw on my chart are. And when I have time, I usually label them, and I put like the price on it, so it's really quick to identify, especially if someone's trying to see what area I'm really trying to pay attention to. I can just come here, paste that at the end of this, and then say, okay, on my weekly zone 1782.9, I'm looking for a possible buy in that area. Okay, and then I'm looking for it to reach 2071.6 if the buy opportunity comes at 1782. Okay, and basically with my strategy, what it breaks down is saying, if once I've identified these zones, what I'm treating price like is essentially a ball, right? And sure, basically support and resistance. Everyone knows support and resistance. Got your ceiling and your floor. If you have a really bouncy ball, you throw it in a room or a little box, let's say. You throw it in a box, it'll bounce back and forth, right? That's what these lines pretty much represent. They're just representing a floor and a ceiling. Look for price to bounce back and forth between those areas, or between those lines. Okay, so we have a strong impulsive move going up, and we have actually a bullish flag that's formed here. Okay, now last week, actually 2 weeks ago was the last time I posted anything on gold. Last week I was looking for this buy opportunity, this breakout here. Price broke out, but it didn't really close above. If it did close above, it's pretty much a fake out, at least off the weekly time frame. Still looking for it to push higher and potentially reach at least this high here. That would be a definite first target. I wouldn't really go much beyond that because there's no structure beyond that. I mean, you can, but I mean, like, you don't need to. You have nothing to base that off of, and at that point you're pretty much just guessing, at least from my experience. You may know more than me, but look for price to come back down here, possibly form a double bottom here. And with that being said, I'm going to be looking for sells to see price come dip back down to this low here and revisit this weekly zone that I have here. And here it looks like there's a possible ascending channel that formed there. We have a nice impulse here, looking for a pullback and looking to sell. So let's go down to a lower time frame, see if we can find that. There was an ascending channel that formed here. We have a strong impulsive move. Now with this impulsive move, I see a descending channel forming, which is giving me a signal to look for a buy. This is off the daily. Not expecting anyone to really, at least at this moment, swing it. And definitely want to say swing it to the downside, period. I'll definitely prefer swinging to the upside. Okay, off the 4 hour, still that strong impulsive move. We had that pull back there. No equal high here. Price could potentially call this a rectangle and see price come back up to this level and then possibly come back down. But the more likely thing that I'm going to be seeing here, or that I see forming here, is a descending channel. And I would like to see a third touch here and possibly price breakout like that. Yeah, so that's gold. That's really what I want to see on gold. I wouldn't look for the sell. I wouldn't chase the sell, at least personally. At least if you're going for the bigger move. The bigger move, I think it said about 20,000, or was I? 20,000, which is about 2,000 pips, close to 3,000 pips is what I'm really targeting, at least for this. Based off the lower time frame, you could say the first target here would be about 700 or 800. Then the next target would be about 1,700. But definitely looking for a buy until price breaks this weekly level. I wouldn't be looking for anything else. Okay, what's another pair that okay. So last week, sometime, alright, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, but I sent out a message saying there's a really good move on dollar yen that I was looking for. And at least it looks like it at least started. Let's clear everything on that. Let's go to the monthly. Okay, and the reason I'm really saying that, there's a lot of corrective movement going on right now. Okay, and with that corrective movement, price after corrective movement usually gives a significant breakout, pretty strong breakout. And that's literally that's literally my pretty much my strategy, at least on a lower scale. But if we go to this, we can see price has been reacting within this channel since July, since June. Okay, and you can't just call it a downtrend if you want. I'd rather call it a channel because this is off the weekly time frame, and being off the weekly time frame can give you opportunities off the high and off the low, or off the top and the bottom of the channel, because those swings are pretty significant, at least to me. Like, the difference between these two are about 200-300 pips, and I'm interested in catching that. Honestly, if you've been with me since since I first started trading, I used to go for 200-300 pips, and I wouldn't really settle for anything less. But obviously I've grown since then, and I don't really need all that. I just simply go for my targets, and that can be accomplished with really 30 pip moves or 60 pip moves, so you don't really see me going for those large moves anymore. But it's still really good to know the ultimate direction of the market, and ultimately the direction of the market, so you can capitalize off those smaller moves that happen within that. So for here, dollar yen, the real move that I'm looking for is a buy, right? And for simplicity's sakes, we can call this a descending channel. It's a channel that's descending, right? Now, if you have a descending channel off the weekly, and if we actually do have divergence here, which it looks like we do not yet, but if there's a weekly or daily channel and you have divergence on that channel, it's a really strong signal that it's time to look for a reversal, right? And usually after that comes a really big move, or at least a really nice move to capitalize off of. All right, so let's go down to daily. I believe when I analyzed this, I saw it off Rinkos. Okay, it looks like we're at the top of the channel. Now, at the top of the channel, we have a possible continuation pattern, which is a triangle. But being at the top of the channel, I wouldn't look for. It's not really a nice place to buy. At the top of the channel, I would look for a break here, a pullback, possibly retesting that area, and then look for a buy there. That's what I would wait for on the buy side. If you're willing to take the risk on the sell side, which actually is what I would do in this situation, but it's pretty unlikely. I'll look to sell this pattern here, at least for a little bit. See if it breaks this previous low here. If it doesn't, I mean, obviously scale out of it. But let's go down to the 1 hour. Look at the patterns. Bearish flag. It's already given us our second touch, or our ideal entry up here. The ideal entry that I would be looking for here is right here at this area. Okay, and if you have the patience, you could say, I want prices to come back up one more time. See if it comes back up to this area and then sell from that area. Otherwise, you can wait for a breakout and look for the same setup and then look for a possible sell. But again, this is pretty risky. It's not really strong confirmation that price will break out to the downside just yet. Okay, and because there still is a buy opportunity, right? The main reason I'm looking for a sell is because we're at the top of the channel and price hasn't really given us a real breakout signal to the upside just yet. But ultimately, the larger move, always remember, the larger move is to the upside is what I'm looking for. Okay. Also, another possibility that could form here, price could come back up to this high here, give us a flat channel, and then sell from that point. That would actually be really nice. All right, so today we've gone over EJ, GU, gold, and dollar yen. Again, like the main pair, at least that I'm focusing on, probably for the rest of the month, is EJ. I really see a really good opportunity on that for the beginning, really this first quarter, right? GU also has a really good setup off the daily and weekly time frames. So that's why those are the main two on my list. EJ, again, this is a great opportunity. Now, I would be looking for a sell in this opportunity until price breaks out. But remember, the larger or the primary move, the higher time frame move, is actually a buy in this situation. This is just a short-term setup for EJ. But with that being said, I really appreciate everyone that hopped on the call. And if you notice, I did hop back on Instagram. I finally downloaded it again. So I'll be on there more than I have been. Right? I'll be on there more than I have been, and if someone does message me on there, I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I will be checking in on a regular basis, but my notifications aren't on, so don't expect like immediate responses, but you should get a response within a day. Now, if you want to join the Discord channel where I post these screenshots and I post new entries that I do throughout the week. Also, there's a community there, people that have been trading, and some people have actually been trading longer than me. You can get their opinions on things, get their outlooks on things. Go ahead, click the link in the description to the Discord channel so you can join. Also, if you want to follow me on Instagram, the link to that is in the description. And if you like the video, please hit that like button. Also, go ahead, hit that subscribe button to keep up with the rest of the videos that I post and the rest of the live streams. Remember, these live streams happen every Monday at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, hope everyone has a great week, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.